All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And salutations to you brothers out here pushing this word out in truth and sincerity, man. All right? First thing I want to get into is Isaiah 33 and 6. Okay? Isaiah 33 verse 6, and it says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and the strength of salvation, the fear of the Lord is his treasure." All right, because the time that's coming right now is about to be a very serious time, man. All right, it's going to be a lot of death out here. It's going to be as if there a time that has never been before. All right, as the scriptures prophesy. The only ones who are going to be protected from that are the men of the Lord, the brothers out here pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. All right? And first and foremost, we have to be an Israelite. You have to be of the Israelite nation in order to gain salvation in the first place. All right? Let's get let's get Daniel to 12th chapter real quick. Because just because you're an Israelite doesn't mean you're going to be delivered. Because 2/3 of our people are going to be cut off and die, man. All right? Only the 1/3, the elect, chosen from the foundation of the earth, are going to be delivered. All right? Them and their families. And it says, let's get Daniel's. Daniel's 12 and 1, and it says, "And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time." So the time that's coming is going to be worse than any other time in history, man. All right? When you go back to Sodom and Gomorrah, when you go back to the flood, all right? The transatlantic slave trade, there's nothing going to be worse than what's about to come. See? And it says, "And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be written in the book." So only the ones that are written in the book, which is the book of life, is going to be delivered. All right? Which that proves predestination. The Most High already picked out the elect from the foundation of the earth, man. So you can't make yourself of the elect. You can't make yourself understand this truth, man. The Most High has to open up your mind for you to get it. It's all spiritual. Let's get Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah 30 and verse 7. And it says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." So Jacob is what? The forefather of the Israelites. So it's the time that of the Israelites' trouble, okay? Because the Most High has to purge out our nation, you see? And the ones that are the desirables, are the ones that are of the elect of our nation, all right? They're going to be the ones to gain salvation, okay? Going to be the rulers in the world to come, which is the kingdom of heaven. That's what we're waiting for. When we come out here and we push this word out, that's what we're doing. We're out here trying to solidify our spot amongst those men. Just like the ancient prophets did in the times of old, man. They always did the same thing, man. They came, they prophesied against a country or a kingdom. All right? Whether it was Israel, whether it was, Persia. All right? Whether it was Babylon, whether it was Rome. They always prophesied against it. And then that's when the Most High brought the judgment, man. Okay? So this is the same thing that's happening over and over again. Let's get Zechariah 13 and 8. This is Zechariah 13 verse 8, and it says, "And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. So 2 parts of our nation are going to be cut off and die, man. 2/3, which is the majority. Okay, that's a big chunk, man. All right? So you have a lot of Israelites walking around like everything's going to be okay. All right? But the times that's coming, there's going to be a lot of death, man. All right? There's going to be billions of people on the earth that are going to perish, man. All right? Guaranteed, man. That's the times that we're coming to, man. We're coming to the time when World War III is about to fully get started. When that happens, you know everything's going to change. All that money that you're getting for produce and stuff like that is going to go directly to the military, man. Okay? And the scriptures speak of a famine, man. There's going to be a great famine that's about to happen, man. All right? Cannibalism is coming back, man. You see what's going on in Venezuela? That's about to come to the first world country. All right? At one time, Venezuela was very strong economically, man. But now it's completely destroyed. That's what's about to come to these first world countries. All right? And it says, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say it is my people, and they shall say the Lord is my power. And that's only speaking about the elect, man, the chosen of the nation of Israel, man. Okay, amongst the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the diaspora of you that may not look like Israelites, all right, but have that spirit of an Israelite. The elect of you is who's going to get saved out of that, man. Because the Most High is not looking to deliver the whole nation. He never delivered the whole nation, man. All right? The wicked were never justified, man. Okay? It's those that repented and came to him with a sincere heart. Those are the ones that were saved out of tribulation, man. All right? And this is the same power that flooded the whole planet and left 8 people in it, man. Okay? So this is what, and this time it's going to be worse than that. So you do the math. Let's get on. Isaiah 60. This is Isaiah 60, and I'll start at Isaiah 65, and I'll start at verse 13. Matter of fact, I'll start at verse 11. It says, But ye are they that forsake the Lord. All right, so the majority of our people are those that forsake the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. Okay? And it says that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that troop, and that furnish the drink offering unto that number. And who does that troop represent? That represents the Edomites, man. Okay? The so-called white people. Okay? So you furnish an offering, which means that you're in agreement with that troop, with these Edomites. All right? Therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Right? So the Most High is not playing. He's not speaking about forgiving everybody. He said he's going to number you to the slaughter, man. All right? That doesn't sound like he's trying to play games with you. Okay? That sounds like fierce vengeance, man. All right? And it says, because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear. But did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. And how is he calling on to you, man? He's calling on to you through his prophets, through us out here pushing this word out, man. Week in and week out. We're not hard to find, man. We're here year round, every week. All right? We're not hard to find, man. All right? If the Spirit's with you, you're gonna land on a video, and you're gonna come out here and learn, man. Okay? And it says, therefore thus saith the Lord, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. This is when the tables are going to turn, man. All these people, walking by, scoffing, talking shit, whatever they're saying, all right? The tables are going to turn for the men of the Lord, man. This is the time for the victory of the elect, man. All right? Yahushua already came. He already got spit on. He already got hung on the cross. That time is done now. All right? He's coming back for vengeance now. All right? It says the day of vengeance burneth within his heart, man. Okay? So he's not coming to play those games no more. This is the time when the tables are going to completely turn, man. All right? And it says, behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. So that is the turning of the tables, man. Okay? And this is what we're patiently waiting for, man, because we know it's coming. All right? And the Most High and when he brings judgment, it's not no small judgment, man. Okay? He has the ability to know what your greatest fears are, man. Okay? So when the Most High brings that judgment, it's not going to be anything soft. Okay? And it says, let's continue. And ye shall leave your name for a curse unto and ye shall leave your name for a curse unto my chosen, for the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh power shall slay thee and call his servants by another name, that he who blesseth himself in the earth shall bless himself in the Most High of truth. And what we're doing right now is blessing ourselves, man. All right? Because coming out here, we're gaining spiritual blessings, you see? And it says, and he that sweareth in the earth shall swear by the Most High of truth, because the former troubles are forgotten, and because they are hid from mine eyes. All right? So that's going to be the time for the victory of the elect, man. Okay? Right now is the time for, the hardship. You have to deal with the things that come with this world. But the time to come is about to be a time for glory, man. All right? For the elect. Ezekiel, man. This is Ezekiel 9:4, and it says, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, Yerushalayim, which means city of peace, right? Which is speaking about the Israelites. All right, he told the angel to go through the midst of the city. All right, through the midst of Jerusalem, which is speaking about the people, not the actual city, because you have a bunch of heathens in that land right now, man. All right, so he's not going through there. He's going through the Israelites. All right, whether you be in the Congo, whether you be in New Zealand, whether you be in Jamaica. All right, wherever the Israelites are, he's saying go through the midst of the Israelites. Okay, and it says, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And that's what we're doing. We're speaking out, okay, against the abominations that are being done in the midst. All right? And telling the people their judgments. Okay? Telling the nation of Edom what they have to pay for. All right? Warning our people to come back to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, the Heavenly Father. All right? So that they don't get caught up in that judgment with them. Okay? And it says, and to the others he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children, and women. But come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men, which were before the house, man. All right, so the angels are going to go and slay anybody who doesn't have that mark of exemption, man. They're going to have to catch hell. And this is speaking about the Israelites. Because every Israelite, when it comes to getting into the kingdom, every Israelite that's not right is going to be put to death, man. Okay, one way or another. Okay, the heathen, there's going to be some heathen that are going to be left alive because they have to serve slavery. All right, but you wicked Israelites, none of you wicked Israelites are getting into the kingdom. None of you wicked Israelites are going to be changed, man. All right, you're going to have to die and be born in the kingdom again, man. But of the heathen, there's going to be heathen alive. Why? Because they have to serve slavery. All right? That's their punishment. If every heathen gets killed off, who's going to serve us, man? All right? It doesn't make sense. So that's why there has to be some heathen that are alive. Okay? All right? So like I said, man, the Israelites are going to have to fully perish, man. That are not right, that are not in their right mind, okay, that are just completely wicked. And they have no excuse, man, because we've been out here for the longest time pushing this truth out. So if you don't get the memo, then that just means we're fitting for destruction. All right? Let's get Proverbs, the first chapter. Proverbs 1 and verse 20, it says, wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets, she crieth in the chief place of concourse. Is this not the chief place of concourse? Is the downtown of every city not the chief place of concourse? And it says, she crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the opening of the gates in the city, she uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. And this is what we're saying in a nutshell, man. Okay, we're telling our people to return from that simplicity and come to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Gain this wisdom, all right. And from there, that's how you're gonna be delivered, man. Okay. Other than that, you have no hope in this world, man. All right. And it says, "Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make my words known unto you." And how is he going to make his words known unto you? How does he always make his words known, man? Going back into the scriptures. He always sent his prophets out to tell you about what's going to happen before it happens, man. And that's what we're doing. We're prophesying. We're telling you what's going to happen before it happens, before the judgment comes. All right? Noah was out there prophesying 100 years, man. Over 100 years before the water started to come down, man. Okay? And the scripture says this is like the days of Noah. They were eating and drinking, but then what happened? The waters came down and they all died. You see? And it says, because I have called and ye refused, I have stretched out mine hand and no man regarded, but ye have set at naught all my counsel and would none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear comes. That's it, man. It's just like you trying to tell somebody something. Okay, listen, man, don't do that, because believe me, at the end of the day, it's going to end up bad for you. You're going to lose all your money in that investment, blah, 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 blah. Right? You've been preaching this for the longest time to this person for years, and he's just scoffing at what you're saying. Oh, you don't know anything. You're just an idiot, blah, 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 blah. And then what happens? He puts his money in there, and he goes in debt, man. All right? He loses all the money he had for his mortgage and everything, right? What are you going to say to that person? You're going to laugh at them, man, and say, that's your fault. That's your problem. Because you were warned. All right? Where are you from, man? What's your background?
Switzerland.
You're from Switzerland? You're from Switzerland? Okay. Have you heard about the Israelites? You've heard about the Israelites. You got some Israelites that are in Holland and stuff like that. You heard of the Israelites. What do you think about the Israelites? What thinkest thou?
The Israelites?
Yeah, the Hebrew Israelites. You see them out here like what I'm doing, preaching the Bible. You've seen that before, right?
Yeah.
So-called black men and Latino men doing this type of stuff.
Okay, I'm trying to understand what's your point.
Okay, so the point is this. These people on this side, these are God's chosen people. These are the Israelites. Okay? This is their real name. This is what they're called now. So-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans would be the 12 tribes of Israel. All right? You heard of the lost sheep of the house of Israel?
I never heard of this concept of 12 tribes First time I see this.
You go on YouTube a lot?
Huh?
You go on YouTube a lot? It's gone viral many a time. We've been out here for years, but
Let me see.
this is basically a growing movement that they can't stop because this is a spiritual thing.
Is it like Jah and the return in Ethiopia?
No, nothing like that. Those Ethiopians have nothing. They're not the same people. They're totally different people. All right, those are Hamites. Those come from Cush. We are Israelites. All right. Matter of fact, I have a book here that explicitly tells us the difference between Ethiopians and Israelites. All right. This is the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. And we're going to look up Ham. Because a misconception and a lie that was pushed out there is that the so-called blacks, right, from Jamaica and African Americans, etc., we come from Ham, right?
What?
From Ham. There's a man named Ham, which was one of Noah's sons. He had 3 sons, right?
Okay.
Right? And Ham is one of the sons, Japheth, and then there's Shem. But I want to show you something. It says, Ham. Okay, it says, Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood. You heard of the flood with Noah and all that, right? Noah and the ark, right? And the flood, and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Libyans, and the Canaanites. So what it's doing is it's making a distinction, all right? Not everyone who has dark skin, right, and a certain texture here is of the same lineage, basically. Okay, you understand that concept? Just like the so-called Chinese and the Japanese, they're 2 totally different races of people. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but so you're making a distinction between different type of black people, like
Well, there's no such thing as black people. That's just a made-up concept. That was made up in 1681. All right. Where you put that term white upon yourself and you put black upon black people. There was no such thing before. Every nation really has dark brown to light brown skin, except for the so-called white people. They would have a dark red to a lighter pink colored skin because they lack melanin. You see what I'm saying? So every nation has dark skin. You have dark brown to light brown skin. Every nation. You have the East Indians, super dark, right? And they have lighter dark and whatever. The East Indians, you know the East Indians?
East
Indians.
Indians. Oh yeah, yeah.
East
yeah.
Indians,
Yeah.
right? They want the Indians that will be in the East. Okay? They have dark skin, and they have. If we have some Indians pass by here, you're gonna see. Look, those Indians. Okay, those would be considered Elamites. They're either from India, or Pakistan,
It's like
right?
For what I know, we all come from Africa, like even
That's not
people,
true.
or
That's not
I
true.
believe
That's
in
not
that.
true because really, when you look at the scientific evidence, we come from the Fertile Crescent, which is where the garden of Eden was. Right, the garden that was eastward in Eden, it was in the Fertile Crescent. That's where the oldest bones, if you will, were really found.
How about your like creationist, some kind of? So you
Creation.
really like?
Well, if you believe in the Bible, you are a creationist. You believe if you
No.
and if you don't, then that means it's a hypocrisy. Okay.
No, but it may be it's like it's a mix of fiction and philosophy, and it creates
Absolutely not. This is 100% facts, man. Everything in this book is 100% facts. But I want to show you something because that proves that we're the children of Israel. All right. One of the things that proves it. This is Deuteronomy 28, and I'll start at verse 15. It says, "But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee." All right? And I'm going to jump to this one. It says, "And the Lord shall," matter of fact, let me jump to a couple of them. Let's go to this is
This is the Old Testament.
right. This is the Old Testament, but this is a sign for the Israelites, okay, of who the Israelites will be in the last days. And it says, give me 1 second, bear with me. Right. Okay. So this is verse. Right. I'll start at verse 32 real quick. It says, "Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand." That happened in the transatlantic slave trade. They would separate families, right? And so that your son and your daughter would go to a different plantation than you, and your wife and all that. This is a prophecy of that. This didn't happen to any other nation as a whole. All right? And let me continue. It says, the fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always. All right? So everything that you put your hand to do, another people are gonna benefit from. You understand what I mean? So that goes back to what? Slavery, right? And it says, so that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes. And it says, I'll jump to verse 44. It says, he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. Right? Who owns all the banks? Right? Not us. And it says, and he shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed. Are not our people destroyed? Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. All right? So basically it's going into all the signs. It said that this will be a sign. These curses will be a sign upon who the real Israelites are. Forever. You understand what I mean? Which doesn't mean we're going to be under the curses forever, because those curses are about to switch from us, and they're about to go to you. All right? That's what the prophecy says. So what I'm saying is this. It's very easy when you read the Bible to understand who the true Israelites are, right? I'll give you an example of why these people they might look similar, but they're not the same people. When you speak about Ham and stuff, the so-called African, the East Africans. Moses, he was known as the son of Pharaoh. We all know, if you know anything about history, the ancient Egyptians were known to be very tall and very dark. Okay? So he was a son of Pharaoh. He was brought up as a son of Pharaoh, even though he was an Israelite, which means there was some type of similarity. Right? And when you look into the history of what happened in 70 AD, millions of Jews or Israelites fled into Africa to hide from Romans. Why would they? Right? Like, you think about it, right? If you go to hide in the midst of all these so-called dark-skinned people, you're going to stick out like a sore thumb. Right? You understand what I mean? So this is the why they went into those interiors, because they look similar to those people. So my point is, and I could read 68, which shows about the slave ships, right? It shows, and the Lord shall bring thee into, verse 68, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. And that means to be redeemed, right? So it means that we were sold unto our enemies as bondmen, bondwomen, but no man redeemed us. You understand? But the one who's going to redeem us is the Lord. This is what people don't understand about the Bible. The Bible is really set to a specific group of people. It's not set for everyone, because that would be imbalance. Just think about it. Let's think about it, right? You have this. You have your kingdom here, because this is really your kingdom. Okay? Just think about it. You have this, and you're going to oppress the children of Israel, right? You're going to be oppressing them, messing them up, putting drugs in their neighborhood, messing them up in any way you can, right? Then you're going to come when it's their kingdom, and you're going to be on the same level in their kingdom. Is that justice? Is that fair to these people? It's not, right? So this is why the Most High, he set up a balance. He said, no, guess what? You're going to have this rulership, and guess what? He gave you a long rulership. He gave you a rulership during the time of the Romans, the Greeks. That was after. There was civilizations before that. There was the Babylonians, the Persians, the Medo-Persian, or the Medes ruled the Persians, and the Egyptians before them, before the Babylonians. Now, then you got rulership, from the Greeks and the Romans. Alexander took down Darius.
It's really sense because
Right.
a lot of information that I'm gonna have to go, but I'm gonna Google it.
Yeah, man, I just want to read one more thing for you, and I'll let you go with this, man. It says, this is Joel 3:3. It says, they have cast lots for my people and have given a boy for an harlot and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head. So he's speaking about the so-called Africans, the Hamites, and also the Arabs, because the Arabs built the slave ships, and the Hamites gathered us up, which you guys try to say Africans so African. No, those were not our people. So it's two different, totally different lines of people. All right, and what they did was they sold us to you guys. So it's going into, okay, you can't pay me back. You're going to get judged for what you did to my people. And it says, because ye have taken my silver and my gold and carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things, the children of Judah, that's a B. Oh, that's the Most High. The Heavenly Father is sending the B at you. It's all good. Don't worry about it. It's fly, man. It said, okay, but look at this. While I'm reading this last part, just look at this and look with the next. Okay? It says, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, which are it's just another way of saying so-called white people. You sold them to the white man. All right, that ye might remove them far from their border, which is Israel. Right, went from the western hemisphere, from the eastern hemisphere, all the way to the western hemisphere. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your head, and I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hands of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians and people afar off, for the Lord has spoken it. So that's the judgment. All right, you're going to have to go into slavery under us. That's basically what I wanted to leave you with. All right, that's what the Bible's speaking about. So if anyone tells you about they're a Christian and this and that, you got to tell them this is the real message of the Bible.
Do you think that we are the same, you and me? Or
we're not the same. We're two different nations. If we were the same, if we were actually the same, this would have never happened. Realistically, this shit wouldn't have happened. All right, this was pure hatred, man. All right, this proves this is a little boy, man. It's like what, 14 years old, which you would consider a little boy. Look at his face, man. They put a beehive over the kid's head, man. That's hatred, man. There's no way you can do that and then say, no. I'm not talking like that. Thanks. There's no way you can do that and say we're the same people, everything's forgiven. No, there has to be a judgment. No, there has to be. There has to be a judgment, straight up. The Most High is not gonna say he's not gonna just let that slide. You know, he never let that slide. Even with the Egyptians, they had us in slavery for what, 400 years. Then the Most High judged them. He brought plagues upon them.
But
you know.
Do you agree that, like for example, you know history well, so like the
Mongolians? Okay, which would be Moabites.
Like really cruel, like they were killing, raping, cutting heads.
You know what's funny with you guys, with you so-called white people, Edomites? You like to bring up other people's things, okay? You like when it's I'm being honest. Okay, 'cause I heard that before. It's not like it's the first time I'm hearing that. It's all Genghis Khan. You know, you like to bring up other people's things when it's pointed at you.
No, I'm just saying.
But I'm just gonna say.
Hate is a universal concept and not just a white concept.
No, that's true. That's true. But the point is this: no one has done what you have done. So the transatlantic slave trade was unprecedented.
Yeah.
Period. All right. Period. Absolutely. Not even close. Not even close. The Egyptians didn't even do not. First of all, just on the slave ship, just on the way here, bro, we were packed on like sardines, bro. You understand?
I know.
Defecating on each other, right? Shitting on each other, pissing and all that because we were just there. Women menstruating on each other. And what they would do is sometimes they would even, the new information came out, they would even kill a certain slave if they were, just to feed the slave so they could save food. Kill him to feed him to other people, his own family and shit. That is unprecedented, man. And that's just on the way. You know what I'm saying? That's just on the way. So there has to be a judgment for that. This is Isaiah 4. I'm telling you, man. I know it's hard to digest, but it's a fact, and I'm telling you the facts.
So
the truth.
you wishing like that.
Oh well, I'm wishing the captivity of all Edomites. Your best hope. You better hope that you're not an Edomite. You better hope. You better hope that you don't go back to Edom. These are all Edomites, right? The so-called white people as a whole are Edomites. All right, right? If you're an Edomite, the judgment is written, man. There's nothing. Of course, I hope for that to happen. This is what we've been waiting for, man. Because when you read the Bible, it speaks about the judgment. It says, and the people shall bring them and take them to their place. This is Isaiah 14:2. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were. You see what I'm saying? You know, captive means you're a slave, right? And they shall rule over their oppressors. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. So this is the payback. You know what I'm saying? You got blacks that are protesting, oh, we shot down. They're wasting their time. Because guess what? The payback is coming. You see what I'm saying? The payback is coming. And that's just it's nothing I can do about it.
So
You can do about it.
as a white man, what should what?
Well, not a white man. There's no such thing as a white man. You're an Edomite. As an Edomite, what should you do? As an Edomite, if you are an Edomite, right? If you're an Edomite,
I don't understand that.
let me show you this. We're Israelites, right? Right now we're called Nathan, Black, etc., etc. There's 18 nations in the Bible. You have to fall under one of those nations. Everybody on the earth falls under that. The Chinese would be considered Moabites. The Japanese would be Ammonites. The Arabs would be Ishmaelites. So on and so forth. And a lot of these people know that through their historical documents, right? They have something called the Moabite stone. Anyways, they know about that, okay? You would be from the nation of Edom. If you go on the internet, the main thing you want to type is, what are Edomites? Edomites. Edomites. What are the Edomites? Who are the Edomites? There was a forefather who was Esau, right? And our forefather was Jacob. Okay? They were actually brothers. But what had happened was Jacob got the blessing because Jacob was the chosen. Okay? And Esau was just created to be the wicked. All right? To do what they're doing now. When you see all these big buildings, you see pollution all over the world, you see, you know, all type of the destruction of the planet, and people are just third world countries everywhere. That was by design, man. That was from economic hitmen going around and destroying. You know that. Okay, well, good. I'm glad you know that. A lot of these people don't know shit. So they're like, oh, these people are just stupid. They can't. Bro, you understand what the economic hitmen are doing, man? America was just strong-arming these people, man. And Britain and all that. They were strong-arming these people. And France, the Italian prime minister, I believe it was, he came out and cursed out France. He said, listen, the reason why they're like this, the reason why Africa is the way it is because of your colonialism and the laws that you passed. Direct result. You see what I'm saying? Edomites. All right? All right, man, I'll shake your hand, man. Take care, man. All right? You know, Esau got to get his judgment. You know? They don't want to get their judgment. It's hard to swallow, but they're going to have to swallow it. They're not going to have any choice but to swallow it. And that's why he started to spark up the cigarette. You know? Because that stress started to hit him, man. He started to get stressed the fuck out. You know? When Esau hears this truth, this stresses him out, man. This destroys his earth from asunder, man. And that's what we're here to do, man. We're here to rain on these people's parade, so to speak, man. All right? See? Esau thought it was all